Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. We are back again to talk about transfers. What's the latest on Thomas Partey, CAICEDO, Nicolas Pepe, and all that? And as you can see, we are joined by the legend himself, Mister. He's done it again. He's back again. Lee Judges, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm good, thank you very much. All good, good.
Nice seeing you again. Been long since we worked,
Been a
but
while, been a while,
It's
yeah.
it's been a while, but he's the master of Arsenal. So let's talk to him about all the Arsenal news, all the Arsenal transfers recently. And my first question is: obviously, last time we had a very good campaign. I was just rewatching one of our videos from 2021. I think we did a video when we were like bottom of the table, like we've come from far. Last season was epic. We finished second. Obviously, people say we bottled it and everything, but I took the positives from that. Obviously, finishing second, getting back to the Champions League, being able to attract the players that we are right now. Looking at that season and looking in this transfer window into this transfer window, what were you expecting? Did you want us? How many players did you want us to sign this transfer window? Like before, if you are the manager, right after this season, how many players would you have been looking for?
Five
Five?
top quality players, yep, to strengthen the squad going forward to the campaigns that we're in. I felt we was weak in midfield last season, as well as being light. I don't mean in our main three. I'm talking backups to that. So I expect to see two midfielders come in. Now we've already lost one in Granit Xhaka. There's also talk about Thomas Partey. So I think we're at least one or two short there. If we lose Thomas Partey, we need another two midfield players, and I mean a big one from that. Who that'll be, I don't know, because at the end of it, it would be. And I'll be really honest with you, like spending £200 million and making our midfield weaker. Declan Rice is fantastic, but Thomas Partey was outstanding. He's outstanding. He's an outstanding player. But I do get it with Thomas Partey that he's probably not always fit week in, week out. But, if you bring in Thomas Partey and you've got Declan Rice as well, then that's a fantastic midfield. But the rumours are going about that we're going to be missing Thomas Partey, so that's a big blow. Brought in Timber, which is very, very good to strengthen the back, which we needed, because I felt last season, as great as Ben White was last season, once Tomiyasu got injured and also Saliba, I felt that Ben White tired towards that end of that campaign. And then you look at Saka. I think Saka is absolutely outstanding, but when you analyse it, he tired towards the end of the season. Now, I don't like the loan players that were out last season, selling and all that. That's not a problem, but I think that the main squad of last season, this focus on that, I think it needed strengthening by at least three or four, and we've let two go already. Well, one go and possibly two. So, listen, I'm not worried because I'm pretty sure the recruitment team know what they're doing. They've not let me down over the last couple of years, if I'll be honest. I feel, though, that we did go into that midfield a little bit too light up until to the new year. We tried to remedy that by bringing in CAICEDO, and in the end got Jorginho, but it wasn't enough, especially when I felt with Thomas Partey towards the end of the season wasn't quite 100% fit. And once he's not 100% fit, his performance levels drop. So it'd be really interesting to see what happens. I'm not so sure what I'm reading today, that he's joining up with the squad a week later. He did play in Germany, of course. So why is he not there now? So I don't know. It's a bit of a worry, but we will see. At the moment, though, excited with what we've got. Excited for Declan Rice. Excited for Timber, and also not gonna lie, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Havertz, because if we get the Havertz we know that's the top player, then we're in for a thrill. I felt we didn't see the best of him at Chelsea. But that doesn't mean to say that it's not going to work at Arsenal. We've seen that plenty of times before, players playing not so well for other clubs and then joining another club and it succeeded. And if I'll be really honest with you, Odegaard done well when he came in, but he didn't set the world alight. And look what he's done now. So if we can get the same sort of tune out of Havertz, I'll be very interested in how that goes.
True. So you wanted five players to come in. Now that we've sold Jacques and potentially can sell Partey, are you looking at seven?
Oh yeah, like I mean, if you think about it, because we needed two to boost up the squad.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because at this moment in time, let's say it is Havertz and Rice that are our midfield, right? Okay. Well, if one of them or two that both of them get injured, what's up next? Exactly the same scenario as it was last season when we were saying, oh, we you know, what happens if Xhaka or Partey get injured? Where do we go? We've got Jorginho who's done well, but I still think that we need to strengthen in that area. Like what we're going into now is also what people have got to remember is it's not the Europa League where you can just say, all right, well, we can play a couple of young kids or whatever and whatever. You're playing Champions League football now, so you've got to be up for every single game. And I don't think that we're strong enough in midfield. You know, we've got Lokonga in there. You know, you telling me that he's going to be ready for the Champions League and that? I'd love to think that he was, but I don't think so. El Neni, you know, is a good squad player to back up Europa League and domestic cups. I'm not so sure about Champions League. And also with Jorginho, I listen. Our first game, we play Everton, then we play away, and then we play our first Champions League game, and then we play Tottenham. You know, you've got to have a big, strong squad going into those games because you can't just say, "I'll tell you what, we're playing that game," and then we go into the midfield against Tottenham with El Neni and Jorginho because I'm telling you that now, that ain't good enough. So for me, yeah, we've got to, you know, listen. If it stayed as it is, Partey, Declan Rice, Jorginho, you know, you'd turn around and go, yeah, that's great, but we're still one short in that area, like, you know. So I think we do need another one. Havertz, you know, could come into that. A little bit unknown, if I'll be honest, where we're going to play him at the moment, whether it is as a in the Odegaard role or as the Granit Xhaka role. This tour is going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I do believe that Arsenal are not done in the transfer window yet. Even if they keep Partey, I still think we need to strengthen in that area.
Personally, Lee, I think Partey will not be here. Like I'm almost like settle for it. I don't think he'll be, and I don't think El Neni will be here. And I feel like they're going to bring in two midfielders. Maybe one comes out of nowhere, like a Timber signing just comes out of nowhere, Italy, Spain, and then we hear about them like when they're close to be signing. Let's wait and see what happens with that. So amongst those 5 players, did you ever expect one of them to be a £100 million player, or were you expecting to get like a 35 million player, like an Odegaard, and then another 25 million Trossard here and there? Or did you expect like this time we have to get £90 million players, £100 million players?
Well, I didn't expect it, but like, you know, you're hoping that you're going to get that because I think that us fans over the years have deserved things like that. You know, we've gone through a lot over the last few years, spending a lot of money on the new stadium and everything like that, seeing our best players being sold. You know, it's a dream really for Arsenal fans at this moment in time to see us not only going in for these players, but getting them as well. Like, you know, listen, let's make no bones about it. You know, like Declan Rice was sought after and would have gone to a lot of clubs. You know what I mean? A lot of clubs, and let's be honest, can't afford him. We was in that bracket a little while ago, but we've come out of it that we can afford him. We've gone in for it and got him. I think it's a fantastic bit of business from Arsenal. I don't care about how much it is as well, because I'll tell you what, over the years, they're not caring about how much I've had to spend on season tickets and things like that. And when fans worry about, oh, it's a little bit too much and all that, like, I don't care. You know, I mean, I feel that we deserve something like this, and Arsenal are a big club, and for a first time in a very, very long while, they are acting like a big club by doing things like that. We should always be in for these players. I've been over the years, and many years, Rooney, Ferdinand, you know what I mean, like going to Man United, £30 million back in the day was a lot of money, as you well know. Never even in the equation of getting those players. Never even talked about getting in those players. You know, all the big players, you know, watching them go to Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool, or you know, Liverpool, of course, on Van Dijk and all that, and Alisson. We was dreaming about things like that. All of a sudden now, that, you know, it's coming there. Don't get me wrong, it's not always about the price tag. Look at Martinelli, you know what I mean? If you can get a bargain player, fantastic. And, you know, even at 6 million, he's probably still my favourite player. So it is about being shrewd in there. But when you're looking to compete for like we are now, sometimes you've got to go in big, and we've gone in big, and I'm delighted for it, absolutely buzzing for it. And And look at the excitement that it's made. When have we had a big signing like that where we've been really, really excited? It's not just the player; it's just it's the profile. It's everything about it. You know, we took the captain of West Ham, a Premier League side that's just won a trophy, took their captain off of them, like, you know, and that is a statement. It's a big, big statement, like, you know. You look at Arsenal over the last sort of season and a half, and players that have come into the club now: Jesus, Shinchenko, Ben White, Ramsdale, Trossard, all coming from Premier League clubs. We didn't deal with Premier League clubs for 10 years. You know what I mean? We was going and getting players from other leagues and things like that, waiting for them to bed in, waiting for them to gel. When they finally started to bedding in and that, we sold them. Now we're bringing in players that are proven in the Premier League. And if you have a look at all of those ones, every single one of them has done really, really well. The one that hasn't done well for us is Vieira, because he's not had that Premier League experience. So we don't know if he's going to be a success or not. We'll wait and see. But what it does look for me is that we're getting these Premier League players in there that are Premier League proven. And you look at it now: Havertz, Rice, Premier League proven. All right, Timber's not, but somewhere along the line you have to do that. But all in all, it's going really, really well. And I think Arsenal fans have the right to be excited about it. You know, it's been a long, long time coming. I'm excited about it. I've got to say that. Whether it's going to get us to the title, whether it's going to make us top four, at this moment in time, we don't know. We don't know what other teams are doing and whatever. But all of a sudden, going into the season, I don't care who you are, I think every Arsenal fan will be looking forward to that game against Nottingham Forest, because that's how it should be, you know, and not just Nottingham Forest. Looking forward to the Community Shield and whatever games are coming before that. Like, you know, you want to see this team gel, and you know, it was exciting times last season watching the Arsenal. It really was. You know, I know we didn't win it in the end; we fell short. But I tell you what, the brand of football we was playing and the excitement of the game week to week was fantastic, and we're backing it up in the summer. You know, I don't know if any Arsenal fan could be unhappy at the moment. I get there might be a little bit of doubt because of what's happening with Thomas Partey. Yes, I get that, but let's be patient.
Yeah, the connection with the players, like, it's never been like this. And we're actually going into a season 100% confident. Like, it's been so long since we actually head into a season expecting, not just hoping or anything, like expecting 100% to be in the top four and hoping to and expecting to compete for the title. It's been long. You've brought up Fabio Vieira. I was actually going to ask you about him. I've seen some fans saying, you know what, it's time to loan him out. Let's sell him. Personally, do give players like 2 years. How do you feel about Fabio Vieira? Do you feel like we have to give him a second season? Or are you giving him 6 months until January to prove himself, or how are you looking at it? Does he need a loan?
I really don't know. This is a tough one, this one, because I see a player in him. I do see a talent, but where he's going to play, I'm not so sure. I don't see him playing regular in the first 11. So when he comes in, he's got to do a job. But they spent a lot of money on him. So I don't think he's going to go out on loan. It is really a big, big season for him. I think that most Arsenal fans, again, I can't talk for all Arsenal fans, but I'll talk for myself. I think we've all given him I have definitely, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Give him a bit of leeway because he's, you know, settling in and everything like that. But now he's got to perform. Every time he comes in, I'm not going to be looking at it and going, "Oh, right, well, this and that." No, you've had a year to settle. You know, you was big money for the sort of age and profile that you are. Got to come in and deliver now. And you know, I'm hoping that he will. But if he doesn't, you know, I think maybe, you know, we'll have to cut our losses and all that. Look, football's ruthless. Let's be honest about it, like, you know. And if you're going for titles and challenging for trophies and things like that, that's part of football. You've got to be, you know, you've got to make your mark. And this is the time where he's got to make his mark. He didn't last season, but there could be loads of different reasons for that. But he's got to make his mark this time around.
Pepe is another player who's not traveled, just like Thomas Partey. Where are you, like, in terms of Thomas Pepe, Nicolas Pepe? Like, For me, I feel like he's done. But see, would you have given him another chance? Do you feel like he has something to prove at Arsenal? I mean, he's not. He should be in his prime right now, 27, 28. Or do you feel like no, it does not fit into the system? Whatever it is looking for, it's time for him to go, even if it's on a free.
Listen, I look at it now, and I'll answer that question with there was a bit of time last season when Saka was struggling a little bit. Would you have put Nicolas Pepe in there? He might have done a job for us for a few games. If he was to play or stay in the squad, it's going to be a backup to Saka. I don't see it. I think I'm with you on this one. I think that his time has been and gone. If we can get some sort of money back for him, then we can. But my other argument is if, they're saying tear up his contract, I wouldn't necessarily do that. You know what I mean? I'd say to him well, if no club wants you and whatever, then, you play to a backup to the white guys at the team now. And you never know. It could be a masterstroke. Who knows? But for me personally, I think that Arsenal will take some sort of money and run, if I'll be honest.
Okay, that brings it to the next topic. So a bit of fun. I'm going to ask you about two different players or three different categories, and then you choose one. So if you had to keep one, would you keep either Nicolas Pepe or Nketiah? Like you had to sell one and keep one. Who would you keep and who would you sell for next season?
I'd keep Eddie because he's proved himself last season. He's not the real deal as we know and all that, but when he came in last season, I think that he done a good job backing up Jesus. I don't think he gets the credit for that. So for me, and I just think you know what you're going to get with Eddie, and you don't really know what you're going to get with Pepe. So it would be Eddie for me.
Tavares and Lokonga, keep one, sell one.
Tavares, I'd keep.
Wow, interesting. So easy. And what about Cedric and Holding?
I'd have to keep one.
Yeah, you have to keep one of them and sell one of them.
I'd keep Holding. I think Cedric's been a poor buy for us. I really do.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so if Thomas Partey leaves, we are still linked to CAICEDO. Do you feel like it's possible to get him, or do you feel someone like a Romeo Lavia could do the job for us?
Listen, I think that CAICEDO is if you want to spend the money on it, you know what I mean. I think that you can do. Listen, I think if someone come to me and said, "Do you want to sell Thomas Partey?" I'd say no. But if they said to me, "Look, we're going to sell Thomas Partey, and we're going to bring in CAICEDO," that's a definite deal. I think when you're looking at someone that's 21 that could play for Arsenal for 5, 6, 7 seasons, to a player that's in his 30s, I think I would probably take that deal. So, but that would be the only reason that I would sell Thomas Partey. I wouldn't be selling him for Lavia. I wouldn't be selling him for anybody else, because I think Lavia's a good player. He's 19 years of age. He's not going to come in dominate games like Thomas Partey. Look at that game on I don't know if you see it, and I don't know if the people watching will see it. The game in Germany. Look at the domination that we had in that first half, the control of the game that we had, because Thomas Partey was in the midfield. He controls games of football better than anybody else. Now, CAICEDO has got the ability to do that. Can he do it as good as Thomas Partey at this moment in time? No, but in the long term, probably would be a very, very good successor. If that is the reason that they are selling Thomas Partey to fund that CAICEDO, I get it. But if they're just selling him and bringing in nobody, or they're selling him because they've got Declan Rice, poor business.
Okay, last question. Obviously, you're heading to the US, so you have 3 very good games. I had you say to Robbie that you're looking forward to the Barcelona game. I think he said he's looking forward to the Man United game. I actually love that MLS All-Stars team as well. I usually follow the MLS All-Stars, and I feel it's going to be a good game as well. What are you looking forward to the most? Are you looking forward to seeing how Partey is going to use Havertz? Are you looking forward to seeing Declan Rice finally making his debut, or Timber's approach of the game? What are you looking forward to seeing the most in terms of our 3 friendlies over there?
Do you know what? That's a great question. Of course, you're going to be looking forward to Declan Rice. Of course, you'll be looking to Timber. But if you ask me for the one thing that I want out of it, is to see where Kai Havertz is going to play, where he's going to play, and how well he's going to do. Now listen, Kai Havertz is a little bit not like Jesus last season, but Jesus came in and Saliba. I didn't know what they was going to do when they played for Arsenal. As soon as you see him, loved them and excited. I want to see that with Kai Havertz. Now, obviously, the Germany game, not worried about that because that's a just a little warm-up one. But I want to see something now where I come back. I come back from America last season excited with what I see. I did believe that Arsenal would do really well last season. After seeing it, I want to get that same feeling again. Kai Havertz, I think this is a big tour for him. I really do think it's a massive tour for him. Hopefully, he will do well. I think with the MLS game, I think they'll do that what they done against Orlando last season was that they played it very mixed. And then went into the game against Chelsea strong, and then they went to Seville strong. And I think that the MLS game will still be a mixed sort of squad. I don't think you'd probably see Declan Rice in that one, if I'll be honest. It might come on at the end or whatever. But then the game against Man United and then Barcelona, I expect to see something near the team that's going to start in the Premier League, and that's when you get excited. And that's why I sort of said I look forward to those games more. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing. You always look forward to seeing new signings. Let's be honest and all that. And the player that really impressed me the most in Germany was Nathan Wanieri. But he's not apparently in the squad, so that just shows you how strong we are, because I thought he was superb the other night. Really impressed me. So, and I do think that he's going to make some appearances for the Arsenal next season. But for me, want to see what's going to go on there. Really interested how we're going to look at our midfield, because I think Xhaka, by the way, is going to be a bigger miss than what people think.
Yeah, what a player. Like defensively, last season he also had into his attacking numbers as well, and the fighting spirit in the team. You're definitely going to miss that. Yes, but I do love Declan Rice. I feel like he's going to bring the character, the charisma, and also the leadership, the fight in the team. I've seen him fighting before with referees and stuff. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to bring that. Thank you very much, Leaf, for joining. I really hope you enjoyed it as always. Enjoy yourself over in USA. Absolutely amazing. I'm sure you're going to see like you're going to be over in California, SoFi Stadium or something. I think you said you're looking for.
Yeah, I am absolutely buzzing for that lot. Cecil's out there at the moment and sent some photos back and all that. It looks amazing. So can't wait to get out there and have a look at that. But I'm looking forward to it all. Like looking forward to seeing the MLS game, of course, in Washington, and of course then. In New York as well. Watching Arsenal abroad is always fantastic, but in America it's special as well. And of course, as you say, there isn't that pressure of games, so you can enjoy what you see and enjoy the games for what they are. With
that said, though, we cannot afford to lose to Man United no matter what.
Not to lose to Man United anytime,
no matter what. Thank you very much. If in case you come up, meet Edu once again, and the running joke as always, I tell him that he's doing an incredible job. I absolutely love the job that he's doing. Thank you guys for watching. Lee's channel will be in the title of the video. Make sure to subscribe to him and also follow him on Twitter. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.